excited to be here today for Hot to Trot podcast. My name's Ashley Eisenbiel.
And I'm Donnell Mock, and this is not your normal horse racing podcast.
Nope, we like to bring the inside of harness racing and thoroughbred racing in PA to you. And with the most interesting, I would say, interviews I've ever seen. We've done a lot of fun interviews.
We have Frankie Pennington from Parx Racing and Tim Tetrick from Harris, Philadelphia, but a little bit everywhere. He races everywhere. So I think we have some really fun guests. Putting a jockey and driver together is always such a fun dynamic to kind of see the differences, but the similarities in the job. So I think it's going to be fun.
I'm really excited. And we also have our Racing for Love segment where we talk to couples in the industry that work together and, of course, share their lives together and get the inside, scoop on the relationships. And really, I want to know who's cooking what at home and what those, husbands and wives are chemistry is behind the scenes.
Yep, we have some hot seat questions up. And if you ever want to send in hot seat questions or put someone in the hot seat, you need to just DM us on one of our social medias at Penn Horse Racing. We're on TikTok, Instagram, X, Facebook. We have them all. DM us. Tell us who you want to see on Hot to Trot and who you want to see in the hot seat.
Absolutely. Again, just follow us at Penn Horse Racing.
At this time, we'd like to thank one of our sponsors. Thank you to the Meadows Standardbred Owners Association. The MSOA is Horsemen Helping Horsemen located at the Meadows Racetrack in Washington, PA. You can keep up with all things Meadows Racing at meadowsharnessracing.com. Thank you guys so much for joining us on Hot to Trot. We're excited to have you guys. So we kind of want to just kick right into it on how you guys kind of got started in being a jockey and being a driver. So Frankie, why don't you kick us off on kind of how you got started and decided to be a jockey?
My mom met my stepdad, and he trained horses. We had a farm in Texas, and he used to break the babies and send them to his dad, who trained horses too. And when we'd be at the farm, he's always, "You're really small. You'd be a good jockey. You'd be a good jockey." So I started helping him break the babies, and we used to breeze them in the cotton fields at home. And ever since they told me that, I always wanted to be a jockey, and now I am.
Timmy, how did you get started being a driver?
I grew up on a farm. My dad, we raced horses. My dad put 3 kids through school, and he used to go to every sale he could and buy every cheap horse he could buy, and we learned how to train them, like get on it, so that's just what we did. And I always, from the start, I knew I wanted to be a driver. I wanted to be a driver because I loved going fast and wanted to do what I could, so that's how it happened.
That's awesome. Yep. That's really interesting. Well, also, give us a little insight into what your days look like, because I know the jockeys, you guys usually get up pretty early for training hours and then you have racing. So Frankie, just kind of walk us through, plus you have horses of your own, that you have to take care of and duties at your own farm. So what does a day in the morning into the evening look like for you?
Usually I'll get up because the track don't open till 7 at Parx right now, so which is nice. So I usually get up around 6, and then I'll go breeze horses. Then I go to the races and ride. I'll lose my weight, and then I usually come home, and my wife and kids, they're all riding here at the farm usually when I get home. So I usually jump on my horses depending on what time it is and practice roping the dummy.
T, what's a day like for you?
For me, I just race horses. I go to work, and I don't go to the gym. Thank God. I don't have to lose weight. I can still be 165, 167 and still go race horses. And luckily for me, that's what I love to do. I love to go race horses. I don't have to go train. I used to be a trainer. I don't have to do that anymore. Thank God. So now I go turn lefts, man. Take left turns.
Are you happy now that things are kind of slowing down? I mean, you're still traveling a little bit with Confederate, but are you happy that summer's over?
Yes. Yes, Donna. Yes, absolutely. It's been a long year. It's been a long year. So I'm just happy that we can wind down a little bit. I love getting set behind Confederate, but yes, I'm glad it's season's almost over.
I know that horse is just beastly. He's just one of a kind.
He's amazing.
Frankie, you have a little bit differently because Parks races year round. Like, how is that for you? You get a couple 2 week breaks here and there, but you're consistently riding even in these cold winter months.
Yeah, winters are really tough. Getting pelted with dirt all the time. But I'm very fortunate to be in the position I am, and to be able to ride horses, something I love. It's one of my favorite animals, and to be able to get to ride them and make money off of it, it's more of a pleasure than a job, I'd say.
What would you rather race in, the cold or the rain?
The rain.
Oh, you love the rain.
The rain.
Yeah, just with the cold, sometimes it's good, but sometimes when the rocks and clods are all frozen up, it makes me look like I got shot with a paintball gun at the time I get back.
Now
Jimmy,
for
what about
us, it's totally different. Like I hate the rain, like because you can't see. We follow more than you guys do. You guys sit on the outside, sit parked, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
But like when I'm racing, it's just dirt right in my eyes. It's like it's awful. I'd rather race in the cold, 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 cold.
Yeah, cleaning standardbred equipment in the rain and muddy is horrible. Mine never looks good.
The jockeys have valets, so they're doing most of the cleaning for them. So that's nice. Timmy, so jockeys have like multiple pairs of goggles that they wear and they peel off as, the mud and the dirt get kicked back in their face. Do you guys do that?
No, we don't do that. We have one set of glasses, and if it's muddy, you can pull them down, and then we just get that dirt thrown right in our eyes. So we don't have um, the goggles, like because if we race in the rain, it just tortures us. That's why I hate I'd rather be cold every day of the week.
Right. Makes sense.
True.
Now, so this is a fun podcast, so we're going to ask you some non-relating racing questions too. But if you weren't racing and you weren't a jockey and a driver, what would you want to be doing? What would your career be?
Oh my God, that's a big question.
Yeah.
You're not out there roping horses for a living?
I mean,
That's
I would
what
like to.
I would.
But
Yeah, I want to rope cows. I want to rope cows for a living. I want to go to the NFR being a team roper.
yeah, that'd be awesome.
You can head, I'll heel. I don't care.
That'd be perfect with me.
So we answered one question with two answers. Perfect.
Yeah, I would love to do that for sure.
I feel like you guys could like have a second career together and do that.
Maybe you guys on the weekend should start practicing team roping and that.
Where do you rope at? Do you rope like at your farm or you go somewhere?
We just at the farm. We have the dummies here and stuff, but South Jersey. There's not too many roping in South Jersey.
Yeah, that's why I go to my buddy Joe Williams. He shoots horses at Parx, but he's got the cows and steers, or the steers at his farm. I go there as much as I can, but usually if not, I'm here at the farm and in the arena roping the dummy.
Yeah, so we're gonna have to hook up. I think
Yeah,
me and you
definitely.
can be friends. We could be friends.
Yeah, I like it.
I feel it. I want to be there, and I want
Donnell,
to
work
be taking.
this out. Donnell, I
Yep.
like to rope. You like to rope. Donnell, you're in charge.
I got this. I get to come when you make it to the NFR. I get to come and get free tickets. So
We'll see how
Yeah.
that goes. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
I'm manifesting big things for you. You're welcome.
You're welcome. Yes, thank you.
Now, did you guys have a mentor when you were getting started in the industry?
Oh, definitely my
Anyone?
father. My father was the best. Yeah, he was a great horseman, and still to this day, I look back what I've done, and the things that he taught me was big part of that.
Frankie, what about you?
Yeah, I would. My stepdad was a huge part of my riding, and he pretty much taught me all the beginning ropes. But one of my favorite idols always, and he ended up becoming a really good friend of mine, was Stuart Elliott.
That's a good one. Now we're gonna ask you a question. Do you guys ever know what the Rose and Thorn is? Like that game? Have you ever played that? Like what's a peak of your day and your pit? Like something that's like maybe not a great moment or a low. So we're gonna ask you what has been your rose so far in your career, and then what has been your thorn. So a low part that you kind of rebounded from.
My thorn is Little Brown Jug. Like it's one of our biggest races in our industry, and I can't win it. I've tried. I've been in it 17 times, I think, and I still can't win it. So Little Brown Jug is my thorn.
Well, what's your rose?
I guess I don't really have a rose, but my thorn is not winning the jug.
We're gonna manifest it after this podcast next year. Your year, yeah.
Thank you.
Frankie, what about you?
I guess the rose is when I win the Remsen in New York.
Mm-hmm.
A nice horse. And the thorn, there's a lot of thorns in this business. I feel like, with what we do, I feel like one day you can feel like you're on top of the world, and then very next day you can feel like one of the lowest people on the totem pole. I just feel like I think
Totally, totally.
A lot of highs and a lot of lows, and I have to give you guys credit. The drivers and the jockeys, it's kind of mentally taxing on you guys. In the NFL, you guys have they have one draft day. You guys are out there, driving and trying to get rides every single day. So you're kind of getting drafted. You want to get those rides, especially the jockeys, and that's a lot of pressure. To kind of be on your game every single day. To get on that. Do you feel like that, Frankie? Like getting out there and you really have to like show your worth, and if you have a bad day, that could cost you in a couple weeks.
Absolutely. You can go out there and you could have a great day, and everybody pat you on the back, and then the next day maybe you make one mistake or the horse didn't run like you thought it would, and people will start changing their minds, and it's just part of the game. You got to live with it. It's a thorn in the side, but it is what it is.
Timmy, do you think, like, since you drive usually back-to-back races, can you shake it off after you've had a bad drive or bad race, you didn't get a check? Like, can you shake it off going into the next one easy enough?
It took me a long time, but it's something that you have to learn. And then I did learn that, and it makes your life easier. Your wife likes you a lot better when you do forget about it, So it's hard. It's hard, but it's something you got to learn. Turn the page. My crafty veterans that were around me, they said, turn the page, your life will be better for it. So it's something you have to learn how to do.
Do your wives ever give you guys advice on what you could do better? Either of you?
Never. No, of course they do. Of course they do. If without them, we couldn't be where we are today, at least for me. Without my wife, I couldn't do what I do today. She's my backbone.
I agree there. My on the tough days, I have tough days. I can come home. My wife, my kids, they're always happy there to make me feel better. But it's more sometimes she'll say stuff when I'm riding, like, "Oh, you could have done this," but it's more when we're riding here at home in the arena. She's trying to point out all the show horse stuff that I don't have a clue about, and try to tell me what to do there, which I'm lost there. So.
Well, I think we should have a podcast episode with the wives, because I feel like they have like a really unique perspective, and they probably take like your losses and the worry more than you like actually realize. I couldn't imagine like
No, they
my...
take them harder than we do. That's the thing. They take them harder than we do because they think for us.
I think that would be really interesting to get their perspective.
Yeah, we're going to have you guys back on with your wives. We do a Racing for Love segment on the podcast too, where we bring on couples. So it's definitely something we're going to have to bring you guys back for. Okay, so part of the Hot to Trot podcast is we're going to put you in the hot seat. So we're going to ask you guys some rapid fire questions without thinking you're just going to give us answers. But first, we kind of want to hear your dad jokes. Since you're both dads, you have to have a good dad joke, right? Or are you too good for dad jokes? Make us laugh. So one of you go ahead.
The only dad joke I know I ain't gonna say because it's not too good, but I did look them up, and I found out my dog is a genius because I asked him what 2 minus 2 was, and he said nothing.
There you go. That was good.
I like it.
All right,
Timmy?
I got one for you. What's a redhead in a beer bath called?
I don't know.
I don't know, what is it?
A ginger ale.
All right, that's good.
I like it. You guys did your homework. All right. Are you ready for the hot seat?
I'm in. Let's do it.
So, what is the TV show that you are currently binge watching?
I can't get off 2.5 Men. I'm a 2.5 Men aholic.
The old one or with Charlie Sheen or the new one with Ashton?
Oh, I like Charlie. I'm a Charlie.
Yeah, Charlie's great.
Charlie's
Agreed.
he's the legend. Legend.
Yeah, I agree.
I loved that show back in the day. Frankie?
Well, we're binge watching Yellowstone, but since it's not on, we just started it a couple days ago called Joe Pickett.
Oh, it's great. I love Joe Pickett.
Yeah, it's good. I like it.
I do too. I love it.
What is your number one song on your playlist that you're listening to pump yourself up?
I love Morgan Wallen. Love Morgan Wallen.
Yeah, I love Morgan. I'd say like for pump up, I'd probably have to go like the AC/DC Back in Black or something like that.
What about What about the Jack Harlow show?
I love Jack Harlow. Did you listen to his new song?
Yeah, Love It On Me. You don't like it?
Yeah.
Huh?
That's my.
There you go. Look at you. Look at you.
That's what I listen to get
She's
pumped up.
rolling the shoulders and everything.
Oh yeah, I love Jack Harlow. That's my number one song right now.
Mm-hmm.
All right, what is your favorite restaurant you like to eat at, and what do you order? If you're going out, where are you going?
I'm a steak kind of. I love steak, so like any kind of good steak, you know.
My wife always cooking, so we really don't go out a ton. But I love my the filet mignon.
You probably can't even eat, can you? Can you even eat?
My cheat days are Wednesday and Thursday.
There you go. There you go.
Those are the days you can have steak.
When I did get the 3,000, my wife did make shrimp, crab legs, and filet mignon for me. So
we're coming over for dinner and to hang out at your farm and with your horses.
Sounds good.
Would you rather clean the bathroom or cook dinner?
Oh, that's an easy one.
For what?
Clean the bathroom or cook dinner.
Oh, you'd rather cook dinner.
I'd definitely be cooking.
I'm with you on that one, man.
If you're cooking something, what are you cooking?
Macaroni and cheese. I can cook that like a perfect because you put it in the microwave.
I have a feeling like Frankie's a good cook.
I'm good at on the grill. That's the only time I cook is on the grill.
So we're going to Frankie's house, right?
Yeah. Bring the horses.
Come over, rope the dummy.
Yeah, we'll have my wife pull the dummy around. We'll have a good time.
I'm in.
This is going to be a fun event. I can't wait. I'm for sure coming.
Frankie's grilling steaks. Well, last question for you guys, and we'll let you go. But I really want to know, since you're both fathers, and if your kids were looking to get into the industry, what advice would you give them?
I would tell my kids, if you're looking to get in this industry, you got to have a tough skin. Very tough skin, because it's a tough business. You know, and I got one daughter and one boy, and I could see this business being definitely way tougher for a female. But either way, it's you got to have tough skin, I would say.
Totally right, Frankie. Totally right. And you know what? Don't take no for an answer, and keep coming back and go to work. And if you want to do it, you can do it. You know, anybody can. Don't take no for an answer. You know, just keep showing up, work hard, and you know, if you live it, breathe it, it's going to happen.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. If our listeners want to follow Tim, you want to give us a little bit of information where people can follow you on your social media?
Just Facebook, Teacher Racing. You know, we're always on page. We have our own Facebook page, and it's all there for you.
All right, you can go see Frankie at racing at Parx Racing, and Tim, right now you're at Harris. No, Harris just closed.
No, it's still going. We got Meadowlands. We got there's plenty of harness racing still going. You know, just as Parx as well for Frankie, but we got plenty of racing. You know, I race every day. Dover Downs is going, so we got plenty of racing.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys so much.
Absolutely.
Thanks,
Thank you, guys.
Nice meeting you, Frankie.
Nice meeting you too, Timmy.
At this time, we'd like to thank one of our sponsors, the Pennsylvania Thoroughbred Horsemen's Association. The PTHA represents the hardworking men and women at Parx Racing. The association consists of 3,000 members who are active not only on the track but off the track through association-run events and fundraisers. We are proud to run Turning for Home, an industry-leading aftercare program, having safely retired and rehomed 4,000 horses since 2008.
Thank you guys guys so much for joining us today. We're super excited to have you on our very first segment of Racing for Love.
I know.
We're so excited.
I'm happy. I told Donnell this is like you guys' own little what's the Heights show, the new show, the Heights.
Oh, New Heights with Travis Kelce and his brother.
Heights, yeah. You know I'm all about the Taylor Swift thing, Travis Kelce
don't start
thing.
that
So
already.
so you guys are doing your own little thing there.
She put him on the map, Mike. I
Well,
just don't know why
she
you
was a
can't-
nobody. I understand.
Yeah, no, exactly.
You put her on the map.
No, not true.
Maybe.
I said we're like the Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift.
It was the best thing yesterday. They had a quiet week and they were
Oh,
still talking about it.
I was watching TikToks. I'll send them all to you. They're so exciting.
Oh my gosh, you guys are like that epic couple, like two powers in harness
be.
racing come
It's like a new story every day. It's pretty classic.
Are we a power couple? I don't know about that. I don't know.
Heck yeah, you guys as a power couple.
been
Power couple of harness racing.
It's been a while. We definitely have fun. I know that. So we're having fun with
Yeah,
it.
we have something fun to do every day, and you gotta be that way to get through life. Make it a thrill.
Yeah.
I like to make it funny. Usually, that's usually my thrill.
That's what we need. You have to have fun when you work.
That's it.
How many years have you guys been married?
I don't know because this is the thing. Okay, so I'm not the sentimental
Look
one.
at that. I know. Just
I
like
don't
that.
know. I have no idea. I'm not the sentimental
So
one.
we're going to
John-
go with 23,
But it's
she's
not really.
she's so mad
But it's
because she
not
says
really.
25. I said, no, Heather.
No, but it is 25.
Together
because-
25, married 23.
No.
Same thing. she
No,
said.
we got married on our 2-year anniversary of the night we met, so I count that. So 25 years, which means I have a big anniversary. We need to plan a trip or
It's always about the
something.
gift.
Yeah,
Yeah.
gift. 25 is a big gift.
25 gift.
Yes, Mike's.
So what happens when 27 years come? What?
Well, then it'll really be 29. So we'll be planning
Creeping
our
up on 30.
Yeah.
What am I saying?
So
Oh, Lord.
he's sentimental. He knows all the dates. He knows all the love stuff.
Yeah, I got it all.
I'm the.
It's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I'm basically the boy. It's bad. It's bad. I'm thankful he remembers all the sentimental stuff.
That's good. It's good that one of you guys has it down pat.
Yes.
But I think also opposites attract, so that's really works for your relationship.
Well, no, I mean, kind of in the beginning, it was like we were the same. We were very crazy, and we do things really fast, and we make
Really quick decision.
really quick decisions. So whether it's right or wrong, we're like, yes, let's do it, and we jump right in.
Sometimes that's good, most times bad.
Yeah,
but that's how we live our
we have
life.
so much fun doing it.
Not good so far. Will you tell our listeners kind of how you met and how it was fast? Like Lauren Scarlett came along and all the good stuff and people started.
Well, it was really fun. So I went to Ohio to work in the race office. I met Mike, and we dated for a year and a half, and then he proposed to me, which was great. My mom told him, funny story. My mom told him, "Why would you want to do that? That's like grabbing a tiger by the tail."
Big screen fest.
Yeah, I was screaming. I took off crying. I was like, "Why would you say that to him?" But yeah, but he
I
was.
finally trapped him. What are you doing?
I was like, I finally found someone that would marry me, and you're
Yeah.
gonna ruin it.
He's falling into my trap.
Exactly. So it worked out great, and then we wanted to have children. We thought that was great. We started trying. Didn't happen right away. So of course I did what any normal, responsible girl would do. I got a riding horse, so I was pregnant like that, and
Boom.
never got to ride the riding horse.
No.
And then Lauren came along unexpectedly.
Yeah, that was real quickie there. We're talking 10 months and 3 weeks later, I was like on
That was a quickie that turned into a quickie.
death threats.
from-
Death threats to me. What do you think?
Yeah. So that was embarrassing to have to call the doctor and be like, I need my 6-week checkup and I'm pregnant. So
You're not the first, honey.
I
I'm
know.
like,
Yeah, they said that. They said they're not the first. We weren't the first. So that made us feel better. But we were young and in love, and that's how things happen. So
it was a very fast move.
Now, when did the stable kind of start? Like right away, you guys had this stable together. Mike was driving.
not really.
Not really. I was more catch driving, not much stable action.
Dad had a
for
big
me.
stable, but he preferred to, in the beginning, keep his catch drivers a little bit in the dark. You know, you want them to not know some of the things going into a race. You want them to be confident and be whatever. So he didn't really want Mike there for the day to day to see if there was an issue or things like that. When he put the horse on the track, it was ready to win, and that was Mike's job to do.
Yeah.
So that was great. But then I would say probably together as a stable, I don't
It's
know.
not been, but maybe, I mean, solid, probably 5 years.
Yeah,
maybe.
I mean,
like where I was on hand,
Yeah.
where I was allowed
Yeah.
to be there.
Yeah. Well, it did change because it did turn into he wasn't like allowed, and then Dad decided to retire, and it was great because during that retirement, then Mom still kept breeding horses, so Mike still had a job. He would go to the barn, then he was fine to be at the barn. He could handle everything. Mom let him. Mom trusted him, and then I started sneaking in. Then a little bit with that at the barn, and then we just kind of in 2017 we decided let's start Altmeyer Wilder Racing. You know, I had been promoting other stables at the Meadows for a while then, and I thought, well, why not promote ourselves and why not do something like this? So that's when it happened.
And we kind of following up to that. We're leading up to that. We planned it just simply because we wanted to have our kids out of high school too before we made that big leap because. Obviously, we do all young horses, and I kind of wanted to, and I know she did too, follow in her father's footsteps to bring him here to Florida, as opposed to being north. And we took a shot, and it's been great ever since. We really like it.
Well, it's clear that you guys are generational. Heather, you come from a harness racing family, and your girls, I know we have them in school and stuff at Penn State. I'm an alum, so
yeah. Oh, great!
We are.
Yes, we are. We are.
We are. We get a lot of that.
I'm like reliving vicariously through her TikTok, like getting flashbacks of when I was there. We didn't have TikTok back then, but it's a great place, Happy Valley. Yep. But talk to us about your girls. I know that they're kind of following a little bit in the horse racing, some not so much. But talk a little bit about how they've supported you and loved the game as well.
Well, yeah, they love it. We wish they didn't as much.
They love. Well, the one she's off in medical school, and she loves what we do, and she loves the horses because she was brought up through it. And the other one, she loves it almost too much.
Yeah, she wants to be our best friend. She's just gonna live with us forever.
And she wants to be.
Yeah, she wants to be with us all the time and run the stable. And we're so happy to have her.
Yeah, we're so dumb. What are you guys doing?
Yes. So
getting told by the daughter, but anyway.
Yeah, but she's critical care, so we're proud of her that way.
She's critical care at Washington Hospital, and we're really thrilled with that. And I would rather her reach out and just keep striving for that. But
it's not going to happen.
Obviously,
it's not gonna happen.
Especially Scarlett, whom we're talking about. It's pumping through her so hard. This sport and horses in general, I mean, the barrel racing and horses alone, she'd rather do horses than what she's doing, but we got to keep her at bay a little bit.
We want to keep her toned down. Somebody has to pay for the horses, you know?
Yeah. We paid long enough.
Yeah, we paid long enough for her horses. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
So, you know, hopefully she'll be my next generation of owners.
Which she got in the bike, Mike, and you were beside her in a qualifier. How was that?
I wasn't thrilled about it. I was completely against it the whole way. And I really didn't help, to be honest with you. I didn't want any part of it. I know what it takes. I don't care if she was a boy. It has nothing to do with gender at all. I'm not against women driving. Two things. She's my daughter, number one. Number two, it's too hard. When I say hard, I didn't want her to get bit by it and then think that she's this driver and then go after it, because I know what it takes to be and to make a living and to do the things you have to do to be good. And she did good. First time, maybe not as good as I would have liked. She was a little timid. Obviously, she should have been. Second time, a lot better. I'm very proud of her to taking that on. But on the other hand, I'm way prouder of her to kind of step back a little bit too. You did it, and now go back to what you were doing, and maybe you can do it again someday. But that's Scarlett for you. She's not bashful.
Yeah, and she's not going to listen. Yeah,
and she's never going to listen to me.
Never.
So I don't know if I answered your question, but it was kind of a mixed deal for me. I just know too much about that side of it, and gosh, I just sure didn't want that to be part of the deal. But she did good. She was safe, and very proud of that deal, and prouder that she went back to work at the hospital. So
You guys are raising such strong women. I mean, my hat's off to you. I have two younger sons, and it's hard. They definitely get the urge, like Mike, you said, to be a part of the industry, and you're like, oh, you don't know the highs and the lows, kiddo,
Yeah.
and the money behind it.
Exactly.
How true.
Exactly.
I always say from the very beginning, we've always said, and we're very proud of that young lady sitting beside you as well. And I've always told my girls, I consider her to be one of my girls, and I always say, breathe fire. Breathe fire. So I feel like we've done a good job with that, of enabling them to do that, and sometimes a little bit too much with some of them.
Can't put that fire out sometimes,
Yeah.
especially on Scarlet. They're very outgoing girls. We raised them strong, and that's why I think they're succeeding in what they're doing, is because they're not bashful. They're go-getters. They're not quitters, and partially a little bit our fault, I guess, the way we raised them. But I wouldn't have done it any other way, and very proud of everything they've tackled in their life so far.
So I have a question for you, Heather. One of my favorite moments with your family was, I unfortunately was on. No, I was there. I was on the backside, but I just replayed it constantly. The moment Mike crossed the finish line in the 2020 Adios.
Yeah. Woo.
Tell us how that felt. Tell us what was going through your head, because I know I was crying, and then I just kept on watching the video because we were on the backside of what that got of you in the winner's circle, and you just ran.
Yeah, the behind the scenes that people don't see a lot of times are, as a driver's wives, as the wife, or what we deal with is a lot of time when things don't go well, of course. You don't blame a horse. There's someone that has to be blamed, and it's generally the driver. And so for years we've been on these big money races on the big stage, and you get kind of beat down sometimes by it. Sometimes you get to a point where where you're just you almost think that it's not going to happen. And that day, I remember I was getting ready to go over, and I knew he was the favorite. And I thought, oh, man, and I believed in the colt. I believed in the way Mike had been racing him. I believed in John Ackley. I still think he's an amazing horseman. And so everything leading into it looked good. But I just know in those big races, you'll hear a lot of the other guys say those big ones are the hard ones to win. Nobody gives those away. So I didn't know how it would go, and I knew it would be a fight. And when he crossed the line, that was just, I know that, Anthony McDonald, I didn't even realize he was videoing me. But that scream that I let out was years of disappointment, of stress, of being in those situations and knowing in that situation, I've gotten so good on knowing what to say the minute it's over, when it's bad, oh, I think the colt raced good, or all that, I had learned to put on such a brave, classy face for so long that scream that came out of my body was simply relief, like you would not believe. To know that he and that colt had got the recognition, the whole group, all the connections that they so much deserved. And then meeting him on the racetrack, running out to him, was purely also from a PR's perspective. He had been through all that even more so than me, so he was very emotional. So actually, when it looked like I was being kind, I was saying, "Pull it together, Wilder. Come on." So that was me being like, "Pull it together. Suck it up here. We gotta act like we've been here." Because you get to the point where you just you're used to it. You're used to not getting there, and so it really gave us faith back in it to get there.
That it can be done.
Yeah, it was sweet redemption that it could happen.
It was an exciting day.
Yes, it was. It was. I took a lot of heat because I was, it was during COVID and things like that, and we went to the winner's circle. But I wasn't going to miss it for the family. I wasn't going to miss it for Mike. The colt deserved a winner's circle. And I just, it was one of those things where as I'm running out on the racetrack, I try to follow the rules and I try to do what I'm supposed to. But in my head, I'm thinking, well, this is great. Mike Wilder's wife's going to be fine, win the Adios. And his wife's going to be fine for running on the racetrack. So, and I had told the
There
girls.
goes that purse money.
Exactly. And I had told the girls beforehand, if Daddy gets there, I want you running. Jump, do it. It's fine. Mom said do it. So I was looking, hoping they weren't going to get grabbed by security or anything like that. But luckily, everyone that was in charge of the meadows that day was kind to us, and
They let it go.
Let it slip by. Thank you to them for that.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's really cool to see like the perspective of the wife. I think that's like a different take. Like no one understands the pressure that you guys feel for your spouses or your partners, and they go through so much, and you feel the pressure probably even a little bit more than they actually do doing it. You're not distracted by like actually doing the race. So
yeah,
I think that's a really great relationship and how you guys work together and support each other.
Well, the good thing is he gets to go back to the paddock. He doesn't have to talk to anybody. I have to turn around 1 second after the wire and either justify or explain or make a comment or try to,
That's where that PR comes in.
Yeah, I just know no matter how bad I want to throw my sucker in the dirt or scream and be happy, I just know I tell myself, be classy, be classy.
The wife's job is definitely harder than Mike.
Thank you, Donnell. Come on. I mean, all he's
I'm just sitting,
doing it.
Just sitting there.
Right. He's doing nothing.
Sitting there doing nothing. Right. Well, we got beat again.
Yeah.
Go tell him what happened.
Now let's go into some fun things here. Heather, do you think Mike has any hidden talents other than driving horses?
Yeah, comedian, 100%. He's a total goofball. Thank God I married someone with this sense of humor because he's horrible.
I get in trouble most times. I get in trouble because I'm too much of a comedian and kidding around all the time. She kind of gets sick of it.
Teeth. Give me a break. Like we're trying to build.
That was my favorite picture Chris ever took.
I know. I mean, this is the thing. I can't believe that he has those teeth in. We're buying horses. We're doing things, and he's going in, and people are probably thinking, "Oh my God, that guy drives my horses. That guy trains my horses."
Chris Gooden plays a part of that too.
Chris Gooden. When I threw his teeth away, Chris Gooden went and bought more teeth. So, and they're worse than the ones you get. A whole bag of teeth. Yes. So, and smile. Look how pretty your teeth is. He has beautiful teeth. I mean. He had to pay money for those teeth a long time ago. Yeah. Braces and everything else. Orthodontist visits.
It was a classic this year. So I come to Florida in the last race of the year. So he always wants to do a little skit on me. He says, "You got to get the teeth." I said, "Chris," I said, I would love to. You know that, but I can't this year. I just can't do it because you're going to put it out there, and I'm going to get drilled when I get home. You don't get a part of that. And so we took it down a little bit, and I just did a little peace sign.
Yeah,
no peace teeth. Out, no teeth, peace out, see you next spring. And we kind of went low key, but that's not my style by any means. I like to keep people on the edge, but yeah, another life. I'll be a comedian someday, maybe.
Maybe that will be your second career.
Yeah, it could be.
When you retire,
right?
That's it.
We'll get you some stand-up gigs.
Yeah.
Talk to us about Heather's cooking. What's like her favorite dish after a long day of driving? You come home, and what's Heather got cooking up for you?
I call it DD. DoorDash. You get a real good variety.
I make
terrific variety. What are you going to have? But she'll make reservations.
I make those a lot.
Yeah.
DoorDash, Grubhub, Uber Eats.
It takes time. That's a lot of time and effort she's putting in.
It's like the grocery store. Now, why does anyone go to the grocery store in this day and age? I do Instacart. It's so much easier. Who has time to go mess around? I mean, there are naps to be taken. There are Netflix series to watch. I can binge. I read like crazy. It's just
she'll be in there reading a book or watching a movie, and I'll be doing something, maybe not important, but doing something. Mike, make sure you keep an eye on Instacart to be coming. Don't worry, the dogs will let me know.
Yes,
they'll be barking.
Yeah,
but
Heather, what are you watching right now on Netflix?
So Netflix I was, but right now HBO Max is The Gilded Age. I just started that the other day and I'm like crazy binge watching it. Really good. On Netflix, my most recent, geez, I can't
Mine was
even.
the Pacific. We were watching the
Oh
Pacific.
yeah, he loved the Pacific. Of course, I'm back into Yellowstone, and the best book I've read all year is the one I put on Facebook the other day. What is it? Behind Closed Doors. You got to check that out. Behind Closed Doors.
I put that on my list.
Yes, it's, oh man, those last two lines, I mean, goosebumps. Don't skip ahead. Read the book, then read the last two lines.
Now, how do you think things have changed since when you started to now? Like, did you imagine this was always the end game to go to Florida for the winter? Is this always what you guys kind of wanted to do?
Not in the beginning, like in the beginning, obviously you're quite a bit younger, and I was a catch driver. I thought I was a superstar. That was what I was all about: winning races, driving. I was, very aggressive and had to be toned down. She's the one that kind of brought me down, kept me tamed down a little bit. But as time went on, and you see, you got to turn the page in your life sometimes. But I think we're now where we always wanted to be.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think, I watched my dad's life, and he provided a beautiful, wonderful life for us, but he still had time for his family and was down here and things like that. So yeah, I mean, I totally would have planned it just this way. I just had to convince Mike that catch driving wasn't everything. so once that happened, now
I didn't know how it would be. You do it for 30 years.
Yeah.
Year round, never quit. And then I thought, this will be a big blow here. How will this be? I'll be crazy. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, it gives you so much more of a life. You never believe people when they tell you that. John Butenshane, one of the trainers that's down here, told us you will add so many years to your life by coming down. And it's so true. Our focus has changed completely. We care about, we were just at our barn with our horses. We love our animals. It's great to focus on you're teaching them, you're developing them. They're not just done when they go through our stable. They're moving on and becoming good horses and equines for years later. And we're doing that. That's amazing. That's more important, I think, to me than when he was a catch driver. I'm more proud of that aspect.
Yeah, that explains it all. You got to slow down here. Even though you're working, you can slow down and appreciate really what you do. Yeah. And then when you go home, it's madness, because it's 7 days a week, which it is here, but it's 7 days a week, long hours on the road, here, there. Things go by too quick. Hopefully you're doing good. And but here, there's no rush to get done. You can sit there and think, and you can look and appreciate exactly what you've been given. And I just feel that we're truly blessed to be where we're at right now.
Well, thank you guys so much for joining us. Oh wait, do we
Would
have
you
more?
just, before we let you go, if you had advice for a young couple that's in the business together, what advice would you give them? Since you've been doing this for 25 years.
Okay.
In Heather's math.
Yes, in my math.
Yes.
You want me to go?
Yes, Donnell.
I would say it's a tough business. You know what I mean? You're feast or famine. Let's be honest. You have months where you can't imagine how much money's coming in. And then you have months where, you get hurt, or a horse gets hurt, or something happens. So not to sugarcoat that part. The thing is, I think we've always looked through the same bridle. We've used that expression before, but that's the thing. We know where we're going. We know what our values are. I think in the beginning we started out, what are our 3 values? And then also we every year make a list of our 5 things that we hope to accomplish. And that lets us know where we are. It gives us kind of a check, and we go through that. But, you just got to stay rooted, because you're going to have the greatest accomplishments and the greatest heartaches in this business. And it's addicting, and you come back to it. And I wouldn't change a thing about it, but you've got to be strong. You have to be with someone I saw something the other day that was actually like a religious message, and it says, find a partner that you can go to war with. And I did. I feel like I did with that. And, so I would just say, stick together. Don't let anyone come between you, you know?
Yeah.
It's know your values.
Yeah, it's not an easy road, and not in a negative way. It's going to be more lows and highs. Hope more highs, but this business is so tough, and you just got to stay focused and positive, and just be patient. It'll come.
And one other thing I want to pass on, information that I told sweet little Donnell when she was a child. For all the wives out there, I would like you to know that if you're ever on the road and you find a little orphan animal, of course, pick it up and bring it home. Never leave an orphan on the side of the road. It might be a mini cow. How did a mini cow get on the side of the road? I don't know. It might be dogs. It might be goats. Donnell's found goats. But that's another piece of advice. Always bring the orphans home. Your husband will understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mike's found a few goats there before from Heather and I, but we found them on the road with no mother.
No mother.
So what were
No
we
mother. It was
Great.
what
I found a purebred Shih Tzu on the side of the road.
What I love that about you, Ashley. That is incredible generosity. That is good for you. Good for you.
I like birds. I'm kind of a bird guy. I eat the birds.
Oh yeah, we also saved birds. We saved birds one time. One got hit by a starting gate, and then I nursed it in my bathroom, and it was in the
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird. He didn't know I brought it home. It was in the bathtub.
He's fine.
And he walked in and he was like, Heather.
I come home from races to get a shower. I open the door. Bathroom door is never closed. There's a pigeon in the bathtub. I said, Heather. She goes, that's the pigeon got hit by the starting gate today. I said, what are we going to do? She goes, we're going to keep it till it can fly again.
Yep. Yeah. A week later, we took it out on the racetrack. It flew off up to Bisteca. I was singing "Free Bird." He started crying.
I was emotional.
He was crying. So
I don't
trust
know
me,
because the bird went in the bathroom before, or it was at flight. I couldn't get it.
It was the greatest moment. It was just that's how a lot of things. And at first he thinks he's going to kill me, and then it works out great.
Yeah. Oh, did I ever? Nothing like brushing your teeth at 5:30 in the morning, and you got a pigeon on the sink looking at you. I'm like, you got to be kidding me! What am I doing? But it got
That bird's
cool.
grateful.
It happens.
We couldn't have asked for a better couple for our first one.
We sure are funny.
Oh yeah.
If you guys get a reality TV show out of this, we want to cut.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
You're in.
We should probably, yes. I know. Well, thanks, guys.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you guys very much. Enjoy the sunny weather down there. We're jealous.
Okay, perfect. And I love the whole New Heights podcast thing. I love it. Thanks for letting me be my inner Taylor Swift.
I know. You're definitely Taylor Swift.
I know I am.
You're the
Far from Travis Kelce, but
Oh, yeah. Well, baby, you are.
I'm a realist.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, thank you.
You guys have a great day.
Yeah, have a good day. Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
I had so much fun with Tetrick and Pennington, and then, of course, Racing for Love, Heather and Mike Wilder. Hilarious couple. We learned a lot. It was a fun episode.
Yeah, it was. I really think that Mike should be a comedian in his next career. So thank you guys all for listening in, and that's it for us. Make sure you tune in for our next episode.
Thanks for listening, and thank you to the Standardbred Breeders of Pennsylvania for sponsoring Hot to Trot. We'll see you next time.